Hi everyone, this is Sally Harris. For those of you that are new to my channel, I just want to welcome you and tell you that the reason that this channel even exists is because I'm a mom who had walked this road with my daughter for 10 years, and I truly believe that every mom deserves a support system, which is why I offer one-on-one and group coaching. But today I want to talk about how you can stop worrying about your adult child. So I have 3 tips for you today. One of the biggest things, is that you need to remember, especially those of you that are Christians, faith and fear cannot exist at the same time. So a lot of you will say that you've given your child to God, right? He's in control, not us. And so if you really truly believe that, then we wouldn't have the fear, right? And so it's a daily thing. It's multiple times a day, actually, where you give that over. But just remember that that worry that you have is always rooted in fear, always, for all of us. That is just a fact. So some things I want you to think about too. Number 1 is for you to not worry about your adult child. If you yourself are not in a healthy place, I could be talking to, watching paint dry, because if you're not in a good place yourself, it's impossible for you to probably not worry, number 1, because you're going to live in fear. Because you're not taking care and you're not a healthy person yourself, that's where you need to start. And so ask yourself, how are you sleeping? How is your diet? Are you exercising? You have to make yourself a priority here. And that's something that moms really lack. So that's something that I teach moms, is how to not have that guilt for going ahead and doing that. So number 2 is realize that your adult child's lack of planning is not your emergency. There's that 80-20 rule where 80% of the things we worry about never happen, and the other 20%, there's nothing we can do about it. Well, that rule applies to all of us, including your child. And so they need to plan for their emergencies. And so their lack of planning is not your emergency. So that's something that I want you to think about as well. And number 3, lastly, is what ifs. Because those what ifs that we all play through our mind all the time, they will paralyze you. Again, those are rooted in fear. And so my encouragement to you when it comes to that is, as you go through those what ifs in your mind, because you're human, right? And so you're going to go through those things, and you have to remember that those are scenarios in our mind. Those are not things that have played out, and you're actually lying to yourself right then and there. Because if you look, every time you have a what if, say to yourself, I just made that up. So let's say you have a fear that your child is on drugs, and you have this fear that they're going to overdose, right? You just lied to yourself. That's not a fact, right? So you have to rein it back in and remind yourself that these are made up scenarios in your mind, which create fear, which creates worry. And so really retraining yourself on the what ifs, because like I said, that is just so paralyzing. And remember that it may be too late for prevention. For those of you who have kids that are maybe haven't reached adulthood yet, if you're watching this, or maybe your kids are just starting to dabble in whatever it is that's taking them astray, just remember that it may be too late for prevention, but it's never too late for redemption. And so if you're interested in having a chat with me regarding coaching, and figure out if we're a good fit for one another, feel free to grab the link below and set up a time on the calendar, and I would love to talk with you. All right, thanks. Have a good day.